Okay, let's try this again. Hold on. I don't know. I think it's okay now. Can you hear me at all? Could anyone tell me if they can hear me? It was really strange what I did. And I'm so sorry that happened, but I'm hoping you can all come over here. What happened was that I accidentally entered StreamYard, which is the web-based app that we all use for let's see here. This net, yeah, then oh no, don't worry about your net. It's my app. It's StreamYard. I went in there wrong, and I entered. There was somehow two little Tanyas in there. Hi Sky. Hi Kellyanne. Thank you for hopping over to this one. I hope everyone else comes over here too, because yeah, I kind of made a fool of myself again, but I make a fool of myself every day, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do feel bad for my subscribers who had to hear that strange screaming noise, including my dogs barking in the background and whatever. But I entered twice, and so that's what I did wrong. And usually when I do that, I can simply eliminate one little Tanya, and it's gone. And I tried to mute the other Tanya, her mic and everything, and it still didn't work. I think I was getting just double audio, and it was delayed too. But I am so sorry, and I love you guys for coming over here. I really appreciate it. Okay, thank you, Luann. I appreciate that kind comment. You're so sweet. But I think Cher is going to drop by. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the true crime community with different cases, and we're going to be talking about that a different time. I've been gone. I think it has been almost 2 weeks since I did a broadcast, with good reason. And I've said this before, I'm so fed up with the bullies and the trolls, and I wanted to do something new. And I want you guys who are in chat to participate with me, and I'm challenging every other yeah, Dawn, I came back from outer space. You're so funny. I did. And you know what was another creepy thing? I know I just saw something shiny and I stopped talking about what I was talking about. But another creepy thing is that while I was waiting backstage to go live on that broadcast, I was hearing a keyboard tapping. I was hearing like the noise of a fan when I had turned my fan off in this little room, like 30 minutes before. And I certainly hadn't been typing anything immediately prior to going live. So I don't know what the heck that was. Was Cher here before? Oh, Cher, I just sent Cher another message hoping she can find her way to this broadcast. I'm so sorry, Cher. Wherever you are, please come back. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about, I try to watch every person who creates videos about the Watts case, especially, and people who do true crime in general. I found this lovely girl who's about my daughter's age, who does I found Cher. Yeah, she's gonna be here soon. Yay. A girl who does true crime, and she is from the UK, and she's this beautiful girl who, again, is about my daughter's age with long red hair. And if I remembered her name, I'd go ahead and put it up here. But she does amazing work with true crime, going back many, many years, and more contemporary true crime too. And pardon me, but she was saying she had been copyright stricken many, many, many times. A sweet, adorable 20-something-year-old girl who talks about cold cases and cases that have been solved, and she has no real opinion about anything. She just tells the story as it is. And even she has been bullied, apparently. Eleanor Neal, that's her name. Oh my God, everybody go look for her. She's amazing. But anyway, I watch everything related to true crime on YouTube, and I've stumbled into, a lot of people who are bullying other people. Yeah, Tiny Tia, she is great. Isn't she a beautiful girl? And it's so articulate, and I don't know if my daughter would be up to doing something like that, but again, I think they're about the same age, and she does a great job, a bang up job. But I've had allergies all day too, so if I'm coughing and sneezing, forgive me. But I noticed that there are so many people, especially with the Watts case, and you guys know this, we've been talking about this for ages on my show, everywhere else. But obviously there are bullies out there, and by bullies, I don't mean if I stand up and say, okay, well, you're telling me that I am a human trafficker and I'm certainly not, and I'm not related to Dr. B and I'm not related to Cher, that's not bullying anyone. That's responding to a bully. And there are so many channels out there who are specifically making their shows in order to bully people. And we all know this and we've talked about it so many times in the past, but I'm going to challenge every YouTuber out there who talks about true crime, who has bullied or said bad things about other creators publicly online in their YouTube programs or in anyone else's YouTube, where they are saying very negative things about other YouTubers. I'm going to challenge them to do two things. Number one, I'd like for everyone to take down 3 of their lives, 3 of their former videos where they have spent more than 50%, half of the time, talking badly about another YouTuber. And I'm challenging them to do this, especially where they have shows that are dedicated to bad mouthing or making fun of another YouTuber. Now, there are some people out there who make it into a big joke, and I think there are a couple out there who make fun of me and Cher and whatever, and they're funny, they're hilarious. So I don't mind them as much as I mind people going on a live show and saying, Joe Smith is a scumbag and he's, this, that, and the other, and he just exists to harass people. And first of all, those things are not true. They're grasping at straws. And the other thing is that, so what if someone is doing something, practicing business a way that you don't appreciate or you think they are? So what? You have no right to make a video that is more than 50% harassing and bullying another creator. So I challenge you, and you're not going to do it. I can guarantee you these channels are not going to take down 3 of their lives where they spent more than half their time harassing and bullying another YouTuber. That's the first part of the challenge. And I don't have, and if you guys notice any of my lives where I am picking on or hurting another creator, please let me know and I will take them down right away, because that's not what I'm all about. The other thing I want everyone to do is to say one positive thing about 3 separate creators who you've had disputes with, or who who have made fun of you, or you've made fun of them, or whatever. And like I said, I'm going to take my own challenge today, and I want you guys to post the name of 3 different, everybody throw them out there in the chat, please. 3 different YouTube channels that you may think that I've had conflict with, or you've heard them mention my name in an ugly light, or whatever. And I will say a good thing, a positive thing about every one of those channels. And I'm challenging everyone else to do the same thing, and I don't think they will. So yeah, shoot me a name. Again, I can name one lady, and I think I have a problem. She is hilarious. She makes fun of me. She makes fun of Cher, but she is one of the fun. I mean, this woman needs to be on stage or get her own TV show or something, because she is hilarious. And even though she picks on me, and she picks on Cher, and she picks on Alan and everybody, that I care about, that I know in the YouTube world, she's hilarious. And I watch her for fun. Literally, I watch her channel for fun. And I truly don't think she means anything by what she does. I think it's, all comedy, and she's a really nice lady. So there's one of them who I know have picked on me and everyone else that I care about in the YouTube world. So that's one. You guys throw me some other names, and I'd be happy to say something kind about them, because everyone is I'm crazy, but I think everyone is a good person, and that there are things that try to get her, where did I get her? Oh, I know why, because Sky says it's her mods. But I think that everyone is a good person behind everything, and there are things that lead them to not necessarily misbehave, but to say cruel things about other people. And Megan J, I don't have to take. Oh, Megan, I am so sorry, hun. I don't know what happened to you is insane. You have a lovely channel. Your theories are amazing and so thought-provoking, and you have done nothing hateful towards anyone. I want to say that publicly. I cannot imagine what happened to you, and I'm very, very sorry. I don't know if you want me to talk about it publicly, but uh, things. I don't even know how to wrap my head around how that would have happened. So I love you, Megan, and I wish you just keep doing what you're doing, because no, you don't talk badly about other creators. You do not. But there are some out there, and we all know that, who do. Um, let's see here. Oh, thank you. I'm not crazy. You're timing in the rough. People like, aw, thank you, sweetie. That is so nice. I really appreciate that. Oh, yes. Daniel Bishop, what a nice guy, a family guy, the guy next door, your brother, whatever, your husband's best friend. He is just a typical human being who is living his life the right way, and he has opinions, and in my opinion, they're always good opinions, and they're positive, and I've never really heard him say anything cruel about anyone, unless it's in if he is responding to someone being cruel to him or to someone else he cares about. But no, yeah, Megan, you're not a hate channel. No way. No, I think you guys all know who I'm talking to. The people who do exist on YouTube only to hurt someone else. And all of love you, Megan. You're such a sweetheart. You really are. But I think that, I don't know what I'm doing, putting up everybody's comments here. I think that people people do, their entire format is based around hurting other people. And again, you know who I mean. And I'm not going to say names because I don't do that. Megan is always professional, 100%, really, really great stuff she's got on her channel. But yeah, so, and throw me a name of any creator you guys think may have said anything bad about me or about anyone else that I know. And hi, Cher. Come up here, girl. But I've been gone for a couple weeks because I got really fed up with it. I got really, really fed up with the bullying. And like I always say, this isn't my first rodeo. I was bullied relentlessly to the point of literally losing my mind and having, now I have PTSD from everything that they did to me with my previous book. And I almost didn't get over that. It almost I will guys, something happened with my Wi-Fi, and I'm so sorry. Like I've said before, my husband pays, because he does now. He works from home entirely, but he's always online. So we have the higher end of whatever Comcast can do for us, so that all the Wi-Fi stays online essentially. And yet, I always crash. I don't even know. Yeah, Casey, they were mean to my mom. They were terrible to my mom with the Grey Gardens thing. And my mother, she's got a great big personality, and she says whatever she thinks, and so yeah, my mom got in a lot of trouble too, which is horrible, but that's okay, because there was one point where they said that my mom doesn't exist, that I am actually my mom, and I was also my cousin and my elderly aunt and a bunch of other people. They thought that I had many profiles on Facebook, which is so funny because I don't even know how to make a profile, let alone, many profiles. But yeah, my mom too. Yeah, they did do that. They sure did. And so I get, yeah, don't mess with my mom. You're right, Casey. How funny. That is great. Yeah, my mama, I don't know if you followed all that, but anyone who did, my mother would get on the phone with Jerry, who I won't say who he was in relation to the whole thing, and she would, tell him what to do and tell him he's been, behaving badly, and it was adorable, but she was not afraid to speak her mind with that thing. Now I think she's watching this show, but she's staying out of the true crime world. Because she's so my mom actually ran for, this is the second time she's done this, but she's been elected to public office twice now in a row. And so she's really busy with her political stuff. So she doesn't dabble in my bullies anymore. Yeah, mom's, dad's. Oh, yeah. And they talked about my little girl, too. At the time, my daughter was, under 20. I think she was like 17 or something. And they talked badly about my baby, too, which is horrible. I mean, oh, my God, just horrible. And yeah, that's just so. Yeah, my mom is well spoken. Thank you, Casey. And I'm hoping she's watching. But I'm going to go on. If you guys don't want to, pop up a name of a channel that you think I might have a conflict with, who I should say something nice about, and I really think I should. I'll go on and I'll pull a couple out of thin air. I think, and I'm going to name the name of the channel here, Kelly the Advocate. She said terrible things publicly about Alan, about me, about Cher, about a bunch of people that I care about in the true crime virtual community. And so naturally I should have a conflict with her, but I don't. And I'll say something nice about her. I think that Kelly, beneath it all, is actually a very good person. She's a good mom. She's been through a lot of horrible stuff in her life. So she's hurting, and she is a victim herself. And I think her intentions are very good. I really do. And she does a great show. She has a really good voice, and I'm glad she got a little niche in the YouTube world, and she's doing quite well. But again, I think under it all, she's a nice lady, and which is why I reached out to her to see if she wanted to do coffee, because we live near each other. But so there's another one. Let's pull up. Oh gosh, what's her name? Fit of Crime. I don't know her real name, but I always thought it was Karen or Camille or something like that. She spends her entire videos saying mean things about other people. And gosh, Fit of Crime, if you hear this, I want you to take the challenge. And I think she is brilliant. If this woman is not a rocket scientist, she should be. Her delivery, everything, the way she's so articulate. She doesn't stumble over her words like I do, or other people do. A brilliant, beautiful lady. And again, these are channels that I should have conflict with, but I don't dislike anyone. But yeah, thank you, Jen. And that's what I want everyone to do. I'm challenging every creator out there who has had a conflict with another creator, so much so that you've actually made videos that are more than 50% of your video has to do with bashing another creator. I challenge you once again to take down 3 of your lives where you are bashing another creator. That's 1. Number 2, I want you to mention 3 creators you've had a problem with. Oh, thank you, Jan. That's so sweet. I didn't know I pulled that one up. But 3 creators who you've had a problem with, and say something nice publicly online on your show about these 3 creators. Say something nice about them. I dare you to. I double dog dare you to. I don't think anyone, I think maybe 10 people. No, you know what? I don't even know if 10 people will take me up on this. I really don't. Because raspberry is delicious. You're so funny, Cher. I can't believe Kim mailed that to you. That's hilarious. But again, I don't want to say, then again, the Ruseks are not creators. But they, again, thank you, Queen of Queens. You're wonderful too. Thank you. But I think that the Ruseks are very hurt. They're so hurt. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to act. They don't know really what they're doing. And my heart goes out to them. And the Watts family too. The Watts family, they're beautiful people, wonderful people, and they should not ever be held accountable for something their son did. Again, they turned out Jamie, who's a wonderful lady, And Chris was just, for whatever reason, he was just a one-off. But yeah, and the same thing with the Rusek family. They're hurting. They don't know where to turn. They don't know who to blame. They don't know who to lash out at. And I think that, and I'm hoping they're getting psychological counseling of some sort so that they can, especially young Frankie, I hope he can deal with things better. But I don't know. And so many of these channels, again, bash the Watts, or they'll bash the Ruseks, and I don't even want to do that. I would never do that. Yeah, Cindy is very shy and timid. Nothing. No, she's not in any way this evil person who people pretend she is. She's actually, the only thing she's ever done that would be construed as being controversial was because she answered questions. The interviewers will ask her specifically, tell me about the conflict you had with Shanann about the nuts. So she'll go through the details of what happened with Shanann. She's reminiscing about her relationship with her deceased daughter-in-law. Same way I would do if someone in my family, God forbid, knock on wood, were to be murdered. I would reminisce about my relationship with them, and I would certainly include the stuff where we didn't get along so much. I think anyone would do that. Cindy should keep her opinions to herself. I think that what happened with Cindy, though, was that she was interviewed by different interviewers, both on YouTube and then on television shows, where she was asked very pointed questions and she was simply answering them. Again, neither family needs to be blamed for anything. Voices, I think that's correct. Get up here, girl. Thank you, Amy. You're so sweet too. Aw. And again, I haven't been up here for a while because and I haven't been live with my my ugly face for a while because I don't want to give them anything else to grab onto. I've already heard about my hair and my forehead and all that fun stuff that I'm very, very aware of things being wrong with my face. But Cindy has every right. That's true. She does. And I wouldn't want that to be a point of contention with anyone, the way that a victim's family, and they are victims. They're both victims. Let's see here. I agree. What is that? Oh, that's true, Sky. Oh gosh, it's such a fine line. I think that she was simply answering questions. And my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, and I, for 25 years, we had little conflicts during our entire relationship, but I love her. And again, if God forbid my brother were to kill, oh my God, if he were, if something were to happen to Deanna, then I would reminisce about all this stuff, and I would include the parts where we joked around and didn't like each other and whatever. I think it's part of the narrative. And unfortunately, Cindy wasn't asked, tell me about the story when you and Shanann went shopping and you had such a great day. She's only asked about things that do bring up controversy, and that's a shame. A panel. Oh, Cher. Oh, I'm so sorry, hon. You're such a good human being, and I love you so much. And that's fine. You're here to support me, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Cher and I have different opinions about everything, and we are still very good friends. She is like my sister, literally. And it's so amazing that I've met so many people online that have actually become some of my best friends, in real life. But Cher, don't worry about it. Whatever if you don't want to bring up here, don't say ugly. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I know. Thank you. You're so sweet. Yeah, but I really don't. I'm always self-conscious about my appearance, and I don't, my own mother will say, you didn't have any makeup on. I could barely see your eyelashes, or your lips need to have lipstick on. Well, no, I've got these fat lips and they're dry. And when I put lipstick on, it rolls up into little pills and I have to scrape it off, whatever. Everybody is ashamed of their own appearance, but, whatever. You struggle to say nice things about them. Well, let's start doing that, you guys. If anyone out there, again, let's do this. I challenge every YouTube creator, and that includes people that I am close to, that I love. If you've ever said anything bad about another creator, and if that contempt has filled more than half of any of your lives or videos, I want you to come out and say nice things about 3 creators who you have unfortunately bashed in the past, or people who you just don't get along with say nice things about 3 separate creators who are on the other quote unquote side, which is a shame. There are no sides. There were 4 beautiful people who were killed here. The only side is the side of the actual victims, which would be Shanann and her babies. There should not be sides between creators. And I don't care, I really don't care if it was, you say it was alien abduction. I'm never going to go on a live and say that, Susie Smith is an awful person because all she wants is money and she's trying to say that, aliens abducted the family and whatever. Who would do that? Who would ever do that to another creator? I don't get it. But let's see here. No, she does. Oh, guys, don't argue in the chat. I love you all. You're all amazing. So let me see here. There we go. I can see the chat better if I switch over to the YouTube. Yeah, guys. Oh, yeah, Sky, you're so sweet. I think you guys are all so sweet, of course. Renee knew YouTube just gave me a community guide. That's awful. Okay. It would, yeah, Megan, that's awful. And I'm wondering if I'm wondering if the bullies have something to do with every time any one of us gets a strike or gets a bad, and if they do, just stop. Oh my gosh, why would people actually spend their time researching and looking at other people's channels in order to hurt them? To hurt someone else. Can anyone, am I the only one who can't imagine that concept or who can't warm up to something like that? I love Alan, I love Dr. B, I love Cher, I love, Save Robbie, everyone. There's so many creators out there who I absolutely adore, but there are some others who say mean things, and it's not that I don't like them, because I don't dislike anyone. They're doing, their thing, but I want them to fess up and say, okay, well, I've said mean things about AD, but here's what I like about him. Whatever things they like, there's got to be something you like about everyone. Am I the only one who sees this? I don't know. I did remove everything. Oh, you did, Cher. You already did that. See, so you've already taken my challenge and you didn't even know it. And you have certainly made videos talking about how wonderful that you realize that Alan actually is. And, he's a great guy. I'm sure he has flaws, and I don't see them really. He's just a regular guy. Robbie, yeah, I know Robbie is out at 3319 now. And from what I heard, I listened to AD for a few minutes before I, tried to go online here. It didn't work, but I don't know that there was a thing about the tanks being gone, but now I think Robbie was saying at the time that they're not gone or something like that. He was trying to get closer, and Robbie's just amazing. Isn't he amazing? Oh my God. I want to be like him when I grow up. If I could ever do that good of a show, I'd be so proud. But he's a great guy, definitely a celebrity in the making. There's a bunch of creators, and it's great that they can disagree and support each other. Yeah, there are a big bunch of creators. Exactly. Right. And I disagree with Alan's theory. I disagree with, UnJustified's theory, with Megan's theory, with, Cher's. I don't agree. I think something else entirely. I think Chris Watts murdered his whole family, and he did it alone. Simple as that. But my friends, other people who do YouTube, they don't agree with that, and that is fine. That gives us something to discuss when we talk to each other, our differences, and that is absolutely fine. And I don't even think it has anything to do with necessarily with what people's opinions are about the Watts case. I don't think that's necessarily the catalyst for all the hatred. But in the beginning, I think that's how they started. How could this guy think that, such a crazy, horrible theory is true? And then they find other things to dislike about them. And every single time, I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. I started reading chat and I lost my mind again. I subscribe to creators that I can't stand, but exactly. You have to appreciate and respect their opinions. I know there are so many creators out there, like the few that I mentioned, who I'll catch once in a while, and I watch Iva like every day because she is so funny, and I think she has the mind of a comedian, and she should really go far if she keeps this up. But even though she makes fun of me, it's so funny when she does that I certainly don't mind at all. But whatever, when we talk about them, we're only feeding the little monsters. I know that's true, but I don't ever say anything. I mean, the trolls that I get in my comments or whatever, I do respond to them, and I'm going to even stop doing that because they're so trolly. And they say terrible things about me and about everyone I have on my show and everyone who I support with their channels. And so I've tried to respond to everyone saying, no, this is wrong. You're not, this person is not a bad person. And who cares who I'm kind to, who I talk to, on a regular basis, more than just another YouTuber. We actually can, converse and communicate with these people that they're telling me I shouldn't. And that I'm a bad person because I am friendly, like, with different people who I actually care about. I don't care if they do, but that doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. It is so crazy. And I can't imagine why, people, we're talking about adults. We're not talking about little children who say, well, yeah, my shoes are cooler than yours, or, what. We're not talking about children. That's why it's so stunning that this kind of bullying exists. And I don't know what to do about it. And this is my way of maybe trying to get some peace, to see if they can actually bring themselves to say kind things about other creators who they've bashed in the past, and if they would actually agree to delete 3 videos where they have bashed someone for more than half of the time of their video. And so obviously I'm not talking about people who, somewhere in the middle of their life, they say, oh, well, I don't like, Susie because whatever. I'm talking about people who have made their entire life, or more than half of their live show be about how awful other creators are. And there are so many of them. There's so many of them out there. Yeah, you're right, Kellyanne. I don't like to do that either. But again, I seek out everything I can find on true crime. I am going to copy. Okay, hold on. I'm going to drop the link. If anyone wants to come up on panel and tell me I'm nuts, tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about with trying to make, everyone get along here. So yeah, you guys, I sent out the link. So just take that link and come up here, please. I talk too much, but I promise I will listen to. Let's see here. Oh, Amy, let's see. I'm looking at my comments. I don't ask. I don't know. I get lost when I'm not following the chat, and then I have no idea what people are talking about. Yeah. So, and again, this thing with the Rusek family caused so many divisions. And I'm going to say publicly that an Armchair Detective, has never said anything negative. And I've gone back and watched all their evidence and all, everything that everyone is showing me about why I should dislike Armchair Detective. There's nothing there. What is there is a bunch of people, all their evidence, everything that everyone is showing. Are you there?
Hi, Tanya.
Hey, Katie. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, thank you.
Okay, Tanya, I wish you wouldn't keep putting yourself down.
Oh, no. I don't know why I've always done that. It's just, like I said, self-effacing humor. I don't mean to, whatever. Thank you, Kay. I try not to, but it always comes out my mouth before I think. But whatever. Thank you.
You really should wear a bracelet, and every time you want to put yourself down, give yourself a good ping.
That's true. I should do, or a rubber band or something. Oh my god! But yeah,
I think you should do that. Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
Okay.
So, what do you think about everything I'm talking about? Does it make any sense to try to get people to be peaceful to each other, or no?
Okay, I'm going to admit I haven't listened to all of your live as yet, but I've got the gist.
Yeah,
I've got the gist. But I've got a couple of questions to ask you, Tanya.
Sure.
We were both on a Lovely Ladies live a few weeks ago.
Right.
And I call her lovely because I've got great respect for Dr. B.
Oh, she's lovely. I love her. Yeah.
She is. And I expressed my informed opinion on a creator, which caused a bit of controversy. But the reason I did it was because mainly in America, They don't seem to understand the history behind the dislike of a certain creator. They don't see him quite the same as most of the English people see him. Okay, so I went on there generally to express my informed opinion on the creator, and you called me a troll.
I called you a troll?
You did.
Oh, no, I didn't. I said those words?
You did, indeed.
Where?
I was quite proud.
Oh, my God, Katie, where?
You go back and listen. When I came off, and, there was another lady on there that waited until I left, and she called me a troll. So I went back on, and I asked her to define a troll. She couldn't. But she did finally admit that she called me a troll. So I left, because there's just no point in arguing with somebody that's already got an opinion on you. Okay.
Oh, I have no bad opinions of you.
No, not you, this other lady.
Okay.
I wouldn't waste breath on her, to be honest, because I went on there with genuine reasons.
Sure.
And then I stayed listening for a little while, and then you called me a troll. I was like,
okay, wait, was I talking about you, Katie, or was I talking about people in general who have been trying to hurt AD? I mean, I can't imagine saying, I am so sorry. Oh my God.
You called me a troll, and then you said,
God.
And you giggled, and then you said, oh, but I think she's a nice troll.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. You know what? My mouth opens and I go on and say things. I cannot remember for the life of me saying that. Oh my God, I am so sorry.
Yeah, so I've been waiting for you to come on to ask you.
Public apology right here. I did not. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think people get a bit
so forgive me for that.
Yeah, I think people get confused with this word troll, because somebody having an opinion, an informed opinion on a person is not trolling. I don't contact people. I don't email people. I don't chat to people. I just enjoy what I listen to. If I don't like it, I turn it off. I'm quite upfront with a certain creator, and he knows the way I feel. And it doesn't stop me watching him. I mean, he's called me names. He's been really nasty to me. But on the whole, I quite enjoy the environment that I pay to be in. So I stay in there, because that's my right to stay in there, because I enjoy it in general. I take no notice of name calling. And but I certainly don't go after people and attack people. I'm a watcher. I'm a lurker. I take things in, and I've followed true crime for a very long time, and the two big true crimes in my world are the McCann and Chris Watts.
Correct, right. So I never followed McCann much, because I kept thinking she's still out there, and that's what I'm going to hope for, and I don't want to think anything else, and I kind of dropped looking at that case really in the beginning. But yeah, I agree.
It's a very sad case, and I think the little girl, I think she got out of the apartment somehow, and someone took her, and she could be somewhere still held, or she could have died that night. I mean, who knows? Nobody really knows the truth. The parents could have been complicit, but who are we to judge? We shouldn't be judging these people, but there are plenty out there that do judge, and even people that hold themselves in high esteem, on some kind of pedestal.
Right.
They seem to feel they know all the answers. I don't listen. When it gets too rough, I don't listen to them. I turn off, because I find it too upsetting, because my mind is always on the child.
Sure. Oh, of course. Yeah. I think that's why a lot of us women are in this, is because we're moms, and the children are. It's so heartbreaking. Yeah,
so I don't take a lot of notice, but the gentleman, I'm not going to name him, because he will call me all sorts of names again, but the gentleman in question, he did go overboard, and he did do the same sort of thing as he's done with the Watts. When money comes into something, I think evil jumps in, and greed jumps in, and that, I think people had started turning against him then, but when he started to go down the money angle, even then,
sure,
people was really quite angry, And but anyway, that's aside.
And I think though so many YouTubers are monetized. Oh, sorry, my I've got a delay and I talked over. Go ahead, hon. I'm so sorry.
It's not about money. It's not about a business. It's not about earning a crust, a penny, earning a few pennies with a hobby, or it's your lifestyle. It really doesn't come down to that. It comes down to how you do it, how you do that. Like I follow Dr. B. I've got a lot of faith in her research. I find her a very interesting woman.
Sure.
So I am in her Patreon. I've just joined, and I'm interested to go back and read her catalogue, and I have absolutely no problem with giving that woman money for the amount of work she does.
Sure.
Back in the time with AD, he was stealing people's work, and he was building a name behind other people. And I mean, I don't know the entire facts of it. I didn't really follow him, to be honest with you. I went on his chat on his Facebook, and I read enough for me to know that he really didn't know his stuff. He was sensationalizing it for I don't know what then, but then it was, oh, give me money, I want to go to Portugal, and I was just like, no, you don't even know the case. So I stopped. I walked away from him, but a lot stuck with him just to see how far he would go. And I don't care what he said, he was run off the Facebook groups. He went into YouTube, which is fine. And he carried on. There was no money involved in the McCann case when he was on Facebook, because he wasn't, I don't know if he was monetized, but there was no, all I know is I don't watch a lot of his stuff on McCann because he gets so much wrong, so much wrong. I've read the files, I've translated some of them, and so I know what I'm talking about, and I know he's wrong.
Sure.
He's not alone in that. He's not the only one, believe me. And a lot of people who say, I'm for the parents, I've read the files, they can be wrong. So, but I think with the Chris Watts case, it's just, I don't know, if you're not watching him with an open mind, if you haven't watched him with an open mind, with an unbiased thought,
right,
then I don't think you can really understand the people's anger against him. It's not about him earning money. It's about the way he does it.
Can I jump in?
Well, of course you can, if you're not going to be rude.
What?
If you try not to be rude, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not here to be rude.
Okay.
However, I wasn't even going to jump in on this live, but because it's kind of about not bashing other creators and stuff, and all I hear is bashing of Alan. Well, you're saying it in a lovely tone and a very pretty accent. That's kind of what I'm hearing, and it's kind of what others in the chat are hearing too. We don't care if he makes money. We don't care what the history is. We know how we feel. I know how Tanya feels. I know how I feel. And we support him. It doesn't matter what anyone says or the history of 10 years ago that you may bring. It's not going to change our stance. And I still picture this as being bashing towards Alan, in my opinion.
Okay, so have I got a right to my opinion?
And I think that I've looked at the stuff that people have sent to me about Alan, and I tried to see anything to even be mad at him for, and I can't. If I'm mad at him, I was mad at him the other day for a split second, but I told him about it, whatever, and I don't see it. Katie, I wish I did. I mean, I wish I could see something that, because a lot of people are monetized. I think Alan he's so outgoing, and he's so, he's a showman. That's sure. He's very well suited for what he does. And I think people don't understand him. I think they don't understand where he's coming from. And that happened to me too, because I talk a lot.
Tanya, I don't think on this live, and people can read what this is labeled as, I don't think you should be having to explain your support for another creator right here on this live. That's my opinion. Right now you're explaining why you support someone that's a friend to you, and that's kind of against what this whole live was even meant for. And that's my opinion, Tanya.
Sure, but I think that the whole the entire live is about trying to get people to accept the differences, accept what you don't like about the people, and then say.
So, Katie, can I ask you a question? Katie, can I ask you a question? Since you're on a panel where she's doing this challenge thing, now you've said a lot that you don't like about Alan and the history and trying to bring up the history.
I said what I understand.
Can I hear you say 3 good things now about Alan?
I think he's got very good charisma. I think he's a good entertainer. I think he's a good performer.
Sure.
He knows how to work a crowd. And that's it.
He does.
I accept Alan for who he is.
So he's a good performer, and he's very entertaining and all those things that you said. So to me, that's deserving of some kind of pay. Maybe that's why he does. He said he entertains the people. He deserves to get paid then, right?
I'm not disputing.
He's performing like an actor.
I'm not disputing his pay. Whenever I said he shouldn't get paid, I didn't say he shouldn't get paid. Voices. When did I say he shouldn't get paid?
Well, it just seems like a lot of it's bashing him and then trying to bring up the history. And
no, you see, that's where everyone's going wrong. If you can't talk about what the problem is, the problem will always be a problem. If you try to understand what the problem is, I can see it from all sides. I can understand why people dislike him. I can understand why some people like him. Okay, I can understand that, and I'm down the middle there because I quite like watching these shows. I find him very entertaining. I like his guests. I like it, so I watch it. But I understand who he is. I don't take him seriously. If I want real facts, I'll go to the other crime channels. And there's loads of really good channels out there, crime channels, true crime channels out there. And they're unbiased and they give you facts. Alan has an agenda. And so to me, he's very blinkered. A lot of his stuff comes from confirmation bias. He's so desperate to be right because he's been told
we get that. Yeah, we get that.
Told so hard that
Katie,
he's trying to find
stop. Katie, stop. I'm offended by how you're talking right now, and you keep talking like that. Seriously.
He's trying to find justification.
Katie, do you know this stream is totally against everything you're saying right now is totally against why Tanya's even doing this stream? Can you just stop? I think you have an agenda right now being on here. This is 2 times now. Why are you so hating on her?
Why are you trying to shut me up, Voices?
Because this stream isn't about bashing Alan.
I came on to ask Tanya why she called me a troll.
I am so sorry.
Oh my God. She didn't mean to.
So
I didn't mean to call you a troll.
Why I went on and gave an informed opinion.
Right. Okay, well, she answered that. She didn't mean to, so we don't need to go on to the Alan bashing now.
It will continue. Can you not see that? It will continue. Now, I see those ones that bash him. The people that sent you.
Oh, good God, lady.
You mentioned that the burn baby burn thing. See, when Alan says things like that, I don't think he's got a. He thinks before he speaks. Okay.
Yes, he does. That's what I do too. I do the same thing, Katie. Oh my God.
So he's a performer, right? So because so many dislike him, they'll jump on that.
This is painful.
Oh my God, can you hear what he said? Well, I just look at him and think, oh, for God's sake, Alan, why have you just said that?
Right.
It's so inappropriate. But he's like a lot of men his age. They say things inappropriate, and they don't mean them the way we hear them. It's the way they come out.
Yes.
So I think if people can just bypass,
and that's who's got the cat? I keep hearing a cat.
That's me.
People should bypass, like when they pick him up on his and I'm going to mispronounce this mispronunciation of words. That's got nothing to do with. That's spite. That's spiteful.
That's horrible.
That's nitpicking, isn't it? Okay.
Nitpicking and spiteful.
Yeah. And if he says something about the case which is blatantly wrong, because he's got carried away with himself, I think people should have the right of reply. And people, there's reaction channels for every community on YouTube. It doesn't matter what community it is. And there's a load of communities on YouTube. And there's a lot of good reaction channels to those. There's a lot of bad and there's a lot of good. Okay, with Alan, I watch the good reaction channels.
Nadia, you're so funny.
And I'm funny?
Sure.
Why is that?
No, I said Tanya. Or
okay.
No, someone in the
Why
chat,
am I
not
funny?
you. You're not funny.
Oh, okay.
Not funny.
I think I like the reaction channels that stick to the facts, that pick him up on the things he gets wrong. You know, and they're the ones, and I watch them, and then I watch AD. But the ones that are just nitpicking for the sake of a
you watch AD?
I'm a patron.
Yeah, she's actually a patron. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Lady.
Tanya, look, voices, like, just explain
Well, she
to
enjoys.
me,
See, that's the thing. That's
what's wrong with me being a patron to AD?
Oh, I didn't. No. I didn't say anything was wrong. I just.
So you see, I haven't got a problem with him earning money because I support him. I pay him money, and I've never had a problem with him earning money. So I don't know what your argument is, really.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I think it's great. 10 seconds ago you were bashing him, and now you are a paid Patreon. I think it's awesome.
Can you quote where I bashed him?
Can I point out where you were bashing?
Give me an example so that I can explain to you.
You guys, is this real life?
No. Come on, don't bypass me. Give me an example where I bashed Alan.
Well, if you want to tune in and like rewatch this,
no.
Go back to like about 40 minutes into here, or whenever you got on the panel. I would just go back to when you hopped on panel.
Every time. You haven't got an argument. You just come up here to bolster, you know, and that's fine. You're entitled to do that. But if you can't give me an example where I've bashed Alan, then you have no argument.
I'm telling you. I'm not gonna. If you want to go back to and rewatch this live here,
you've got
when you hopped up on panel, and then you let me know where you didn't bash him. Okay.
No,
how about that?
No. Perhaps it's a cultural thing. You see, perhaps if I said something, yeah, perhaps you think it's bashing where the English are very upfront, they're very abrupt, and they speak their mind. So and you're offended by that. You're offended by that on behalf of somebody you don't know, and you just want to bolster. I mean, you yourself had problems with him. I know you're going to say I've apologised, but you yourself had huge. I mean, you was one of the most outspoken, and you was one of the women that I never watched because what you said about Alan was despicable, was disgusting. Yeah, and you talk about me bashing because I've got an informed opinion on the gentleman, and you, Voices, you called him such terrible names and accused him of being
I did
terrible things.
I think that Cher realized that she was so wrong, that there, you know, and again, looking back,
it doesn't matter what I realized. What matters is I went to Alan personally, and that's between Alan and myself, nobody else. So I also took down everything.
But you can't say that. You can't say that because you've just accused me of bashing Alan. You can't give me an example. You cannot give me an example.
Okay, well, in my personal opinion, since you got on panel, you have bashed Alan. So now, in my personal opinion, you pay for Patreon because you want to feed back to people exactly what Alan is doing. I know how it goes.
You know
what? Tanya, I'm going to remove myself because exactly why I wasn't going to go on this panel. But yeah,
you're just embarrassing yourself.
Good day,
you can't
madam.
give me an example. Bye, Voices. Okay, sorry about that, Tanya. But,
no.
But
I mean, I just don't want anyone to argue on my live. I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Well, she came on to argue. I mean, let's face it. She came on to argue.
Cher is like my sister. She's trying to help me out, and I love her to death. You know, of course.
She's trying to shut me up. Really, that's what she's trying to do.
Oh, but anyway, no, I don't think.
My point is that if there's a problem, right? If you can't talk about the problem openly, sensibly, as adults, how are you going to get past it? I mean, if you keep shouting, troll, you're bashing, without understanding what someone is saying, what they're portraying, especially when they've got an informed opinion, you know, and a history to back that up, right? And I don't dislike Alan. I dislike some of what he says. I disagree with what he says, but I don't dislike his show. I pay to watch extra shows. He's desperately now going to try and find.
I disagree with his theory, but he. Sure. I love Alan. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
and what I think
is, right.
And I think that what people don't understand is that, if there are a few little quirks of his that people don't like, then
exactly.
that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean to make video upon video. And I know you're not a creator. I don't mean you. I just mean other people making video upon video about, how bad he is, how awful Alan is, or how awful I am, or how awful Cher is. And that there's nothing that warrants that. And especially with Alan, it's so intangible. It's something that I've never been able to see. And why would I say that about Alan of all people? Because I think he's a great creator. He's very articulate. He's very much a showman. He knows what he's doing, and he does it very, very well. And I think that people are literally looking for things that I think they're looking for things to be cruel to him about. And again, he is forgetful. He does a lot of shows, and he forgets things, and he misspeaks a lot. And I do that. Everybody does that, especially when you're doing a live. Again, you just come out with something and you don't realize what you've done or said or anything. And I think they require him to be perfect almost. And that's a shame, because he's not perfect. He's just a good, nice guy. I mean, that's what I see. I don't know.
I see an entertainer. He's an entertainer. That's what he is.
Yes.
And he'll entertain his crowd. He wants money for his work, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when people see what he's saying, and he's sensationalizing certain things, and he is lying about a few things, right? And then he's promoting.
I don't think that. I don't think that he's lying.
That's what I think.
I think
that's down to interpretation, isn't it? It's down to interpretation. But you see, the English and Americans are very different in their approach to things. They're different in their approach to comedy,
Sure.
And I'm not an American. I've got no American friends, so I'm only speaking on what I've kind of picked up. But from what I've seen in the environments I've been in, there's not a lot of I don't know. If someone says something, someone says something nasty about somebody online that I like to watch, I won't immediately jump and go, oh my God, he's such a lovely person. I'll go and research that, and I think, well, why have they said that? I mean, is there any truth in that? I'll critically think it, and I will look at it, and then when I've gone as far as I can, then I'll make up my mind. Well, that was a troll, or what is a little bit of truth in there? I can understand what they said, but they might have got it a bit wrong. Not a lot of people will do that. A lot of people will go, they're completely in defense of a creator.
Hey, Tanya.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring up, remember when we were on Monday night, I just wanted to bring up for Angela that how Jory's been arrested after a year on the run for murdering his girlfriend and 4-year-old son. I think that is fantastic. And
Isn't that amazing? Oh my God.
So amazing. So finally, Angela, after a year, will have some kind of closure. There's a bunch of news clips. Maybe we can add some when we're done here too, if you guys want to check them out. We actually found out live on Mr. Cher's.
We were live on his show. When we found out. Believe that.
FBI's top 15.
Yes, and he was caught. Oh my God.
You guys, he was caught in California. Yeah. One of the places I was trying to look for him on social media around too, but.
Yeah, and you thought he was in California. It was something like right before we got the news that he was arrested. You said that.
He was jumping around. God. He put up a fight. He was jumping around on rooftops, and he was resisting arrest pretty hard. So.
Definitely, and that's one bad guy off the streets. Thank God, thank God. And I don't know. My phone is being goofy. It's jumping to different apps. And Katie, thank you for being here, hon. I appreciate your opinion, and you are a nice lady. But I wish that you would. I wish you'd see him in the way I do. The way we do, and live and let live. And that's what I want to encourage is everybody to say kind things about everyone. Who's out there, because all YouTubers, they work so hard on what they do.
Channel that energy into really helping make a difference on other cases and stuff, like Angela Cannon and Alyssa and Braden, who were brutally murdered a year ago, and the guy got to. So there's other families out there. There's even more reaching out. There's Christian's case where there's 2 murderers walking free and the family wants help and justice. There's things we can channel all of that energy into.
And if all the YouTubers, can you imagine us all working together?
Right.
Can you imagine that, what we could accomplish? Because we have different followers and different people who what if I said, okay, go over to Kelly's channel now and give her some respect? And that's the kind of thing I want to get going. That's the kind of movement I want to start, so that people can actually make peace of this whole thing, because it's so silly. And Katie, thank you for being on, hon. Do you mind if I go ahead and switch you out of here? I don't want anyone to have...
Can I just say something?
Sure.
Say something. If you don't understand the problem, then you won't find a solution. If you don't understand why so many people are against certain creators for what they say and the way they do things, then the problem will continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Katie.
So I'm going to be shafted now.
Thank you for being here, and I'm very sorry if I said anything rude prior. I really am so sorry.
I think you should have more open eyes, and then you would understand. And it's only by understanding that things can stop. It's only when you understand what the problem is, can it be resolved. If you keep smoothing over it and saying, this and the other, and coming from a certain point.
Did you guys see Jory's knees were all bleeding? Yeah, it was like all scraped up and bloody. He put up a fight, man. He got a little bit beat up.
If you don't understand what the problem is, if you're not open-minded enough to understand.
Jory is in custody in California, everybody. He will be extradited back to Arkansas.
To shut me up. And that is a big problem. That is a big problem. When you try to shut people up from expressing an opinion, it makes you look.
Tanya, you got a red button. Tanya, red button.
I know. I don't want to. Katie, thank you for being here, hon. I'm going to go ahead.
Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate the time you've given me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being on here. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we lost Kim. Kim was on here for a second too. She was gonna jump in, but again, this is I don't want to spread hate. I don't want to look at the problem with this one or that one or whatever, because I don't want to see that. And even when I was on AD's show, the very first YouTube I ever did back in December, the first thing I told the man was, I know there are YouTuber problems that exist among all of you, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to be involved with it, and I don't want to know why there are conflicts, because why? We're all so similar. Kimberley, Unjustified, thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
I saw y'all up in here talking some stuff. I was like, hey, I need to jump up in there.
You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, we know we love you, and and I think that how incredible is that dirtbag was apprehended. Oh my God.
Yeah, that is awesome. Mr. Cher was live streaming while it happened. Well, it didn't happen.
And we were on there.
Yeah,
we were all there. Oh my God. And this was Monday night, and I think that's correct. The bounty hunter lady actually told. Who did she tell? Did she tell Angela directly, or she told someone before it was even?
Angela found out, before.
Yeah,
but she texted us right away. She knew we were live streaming, so she texted me right away. which I was shocked. Yeah, it wasn't even really on. It wasn't on the police page yet. It wasn't really anywhere yet. We couldn't find it anywhere.
It was totally surreal. I mean,
I was not expecting that at all.
I told you, there's strength in numbers, ladies. There is strength in numbers.
We were all working
if you
together.
try to fight fuel and fire, it's never going to work. It's never going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not open-minded and you can't look outside the box and you can't see every angle and you can't be unbiased, you might as well give it up.
Exactly. And thank you, Jan. You're so sweet. I love all my subscribers, even when they don't agree with me. That I appreciate that. And thank you, Jan. You're a wonderful gal too. And I really, again, I love everybody. I don't want to I want it to end. I want the bullying to end. I want everyone, like I said, to try to pull it out of wherever and say nice things about 3 different YouTubers who you've had conflict with. Is that so difficult to do? Cher, you think anyone will do it or no?
No, they will not.
No? Okay.
No, they won't. They're too weak-minded. No. And yeah, they don't have open minds. People that don't have open minds are very weak-minded people, and they don't care enough. They're not going to do it. In fact, they'll just talk shit about what you said, and yeah, it's never going to happen.
They're going to make fun of me for it. I know.
There is no way to stay in the true crime world and be serious about it without being open-minded. You just can't do it. You can't look.
Be open-minded. Yeah.
On one-way street. You can't do it. How in the hell are you ever going to settle a case by looking at one side?
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. And these people are being copyright stricken, and they're all. I mean, I don't know how that can continue to go on when we're talking about adult human beings. And I want to, put out the olive branch and see if anyone else will agree to do this. And I think, like the thing with apprehending that Jory guy. And did you notice that he had gained some weight? I think he had put on some weight, actually.
Yes, that's what they said. He did. He gained a little bit of weight, and the only tattoo he had covered up was the eyeball on his hand. Otherwise, all the other tattoos were still visible and everything. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he looked a little chubbier, and that, just from, even though they clouded out his face, it looked like he may have a beard or some kind of facial hair.
He stole identity. He paid for some stolen identity and was motel hopping. And
wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So he never intended.
Somebody is going to have to be reliable. You can't tell me whoever he was with didn't know, right?
So, they knew, because they're actually talking about charges on whoever helped him. So
obviously, I mean, you got harboring a fugitive for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some serious crimes right there. They could, one of them may be complicit. Who knows, right?
Yeah. So, and if whoever sold him the fake ID, I don't know if they would know who he really was, but if they did, shame on them to let this guy go on. I would have been on the phone right away.
There's a lot of underground places for that reason. Unfortunately, we got assholes that do help people knowing what they're on the run for. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's awful. I mean, oh my God, he killed a baby and his mother. I mean, you can't get worse. And then he had no intention to commit suicide, as he mentioned, I believe, in the note that he would do that. But I told
you, he loves himself too much to do that. He thinks he's a gift. Just looking at his YouTube and listening to that shitty ass rap music, you can tell he wanted to be famous, so.
Well, he is. Thank God they've got him to put his face up there and get the trial going. I wonder if they're going to even do a trial. I'm hoping he does a plea deal and just they lock him up or kill him or whatever they have to do to him. Even though I'm fundamentally against the death penalty, if you've killed a 4-year-old baby, and his mommy, that I don't know.
I'm not. I hope for Angela and her other children and family, if this son of a bitch has any heart whatsoever, he will just take a plea deal and not put Angela through a trial and have to relive everything and pictures. And because at trial, then they will try and pick apart her daughter and her wrongdoings. And it's for the sake of Angela. I really hope that this sucker he already wrote it, right? He confessed it in a letter. He said, I did this and I'm going to kill myself.
He
already has a written confession.
Thing of it is, that's Arkansas. So yeah, the death penalty would definitely be on the table. The thing I'm wondering, are they going to even offer him a plea deal since he was a fugitive for so long? I mean, they may not give him that offer. You know, he may not have that opportunity.
Right, and he fled them. He fled U.S. Marshals. So.
Oh, absolutely. I sort of don't see them offering him that deal because there's really nobody he could roll on unless they have thought that maybe there is. I mean, in order for them to offer him that deal, I mean, he would have to know something, right? And they would want more information. I kind of doubt they'll even offer him the plea deal.
I hope not. I mean, I hope he won't get it. And again, I've always been against the death penalty because I always thought, what if we're wrong? What if this guy really, like with Darlie Routier or whatever, I don't think she did it. And I always wonder, what if we're wrong? But now
we
with
were
a
not
guy
wrong
like
about this asshole. Would he really go on the run and hide for a year? Come on.
No.
With stolen identity? No.
Yeah.
I don't. That's.
And he tried to, he changed his appearance or whatever.
Yeah, he changed his appearance just like you had said. He gained a little bit of weight.
He definitely, but I mean, is there any...
Shaved his head.
Is there ever any kind of a...
covered...
Yes. Yeah? Yeah. How did he cover his tattoos? What was that done with? Did he actually get a new tattoo over it?
They said he had covered the one on his hand, so I'm not sure what that means just yet. Yeah, it does sound like he probably got another tattoo over top of that one.
Okay.
Arkansas definitely does have the death penalty under capital murder charges. So
there you go. Yep. Double.
Don't really. Yeah, he's gonna. I don't think they're gonna offer him.
Try him.
And I wonder what kind of tattoo artist would have, I mean, unless they weren't aware of the case, which is possible.
Tanya, I'm sorry. There's lots of, people, that's not hard. You could literally tell someone you killed 5 people and cover this up for me, and there's going to be a tattoo artist that will and can do it.
Yeah, you're right. That's a really good question, and I can possibly answer that and probably be pretty damn close. Seeing that he's been living out of a motel for 5 months, I would say for sure drug runner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drug runner and family helping pay, because he was also found alone, they said.
Yeah. So, I mean, drug runner. I mean, that's my first.
Good night, Callie.
Believe me, I know.
Good night, Callie.
In the motel.
I heard Papa Randy. Hello.
Aw.
He said hello, everybody. Yeah, he's been stuck up in Florida all week, and he just got in a couple hours ago.
Oh, how nice. Oh, I remember when my husband would go out of town. He didn't do that so much. He'd go on business trips everywhere, including overseas. And when he comes home, it's so nice, isn't it? I mean, I love that. Being gone, but...
Oh, he definitely loves it when we're having a live. He's like sitting over there. He's all up in it,
Oh, you should get him. You should get him to come on sometime. Your show.
Not.
I wanted to get my Mr. Hagan to be on. He won't.
I love when Mr. Cher goes on lives with me.
I know, that's so good, but and he does it too. He has his own channel, so he's used to doing it. He has no fear.
Mr. Randy is quite as soft-spoken as Mr. Cher.
Okay, that's funny. Oh my god. Well, my husband he's very soft. Well, not soft-spoken, but he's not very outgoing. He's a very quiet guy.
Yeah, definitely not Randy.
Oh, how funny. Oh my god. But yeah, let's hope this guy gets the book and everything else thrown at him, and I wonder if they could just do a trial and he could claim guilty, but he's not going to.
No, I don't know. I think
there's a trial.
I think he might.
I don't know, but how can he not?
He knows.
Yeah.
You know, obviously they have some hardcore DNA proof and evidence that he done this, or the marshals wouldn't have been on him that hard with that kind of award, right?
Of course, right.
Right.
As far as a trial, what's he going to say? I didn't do it, with everything around him. So I don't know. That's a damn good question.
I don't know either. I don't know what he could, how, and the trial would be short and completely filled with all kinds of evidence, not just circumstantial. There's no way for him to deny it.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of don't even see that happening. I see the guy saying, okay, whatever.
Well, thank you, Casey.
Well, they got him. He knows they got enough on him to know he done this. Yep. Not even to mention he faked his own death. So say that in itself alone, being a fugitive, faking your own death. They got all kinds of stuff on him, right?
Yeah.
Leather and lace.
They have a lot of
drug
stuff
runner,
on him.
gutter thug.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got there. What a creep.
And
oh my God.
If it ever found out that his mother knew that he wasn't dead, and trust me, I'm sure they've looked into that. If it's ever found out, his mom screwed. She's complicit almost, right? Because
his mom could be arrested and tried for
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a shame.
I don't want to put any words in Angela's mouth, but I did talk to her about that, and she has definitely her beliefs too. Somebody,
I'm sure.
Mama knew, she knew.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I believe he did, because it was known he was a big mama's boy anyway. So, and she was sitting there telling everybody, isn't she even the one that presented the note, or talked about the note in quite big detail?
And I can't imagine him not telling his mother, or not in some way going to his mother for nothing else but financial, couple $100 thrown at him. I can't see him not going to his own mother. Casey, Mr. Cher seems like a sweetheart, such a cool couple. They are, aren't they, Casey? They're such nice people, and together they're even better. Very, very cool people.
Jan, they're from Arkansas. He was actually in Los Angeles jail, but they was gonna extradite him. I don't know if that's happened yet. Do you know, Cher, if they've got him?
I think he's got court. I don't think he got extradited unless he had court this morning. So he's got to have, if he didn't have it this morning, I'm going to guess maybe tomorrow morning. It's usually not too long.
Oh, no, it's got to be 72 hours. They can't,
so he should have either had court, or he'll have court by tomorrow, I would assume, and then he will be extradited back to Arkansas.
Good. Get him back there. Oh, my God. And I'm hoping for a speedy trial, and to get him where he needs to be. Dave G.
Megan J. Jory did. He had wrote a letter saying he committed suicide, that he killed Alyssa and Braden, and that no one would find him because he was killing himself.
And so his mom
he left a suicide note and said he was committing suicide. So that is faking a death, basically putting them on a different path, hiding the car somewhere, saying that he killed himself somewhere else, and that's hindering an investigation as well. So
Dave is saying that laser removal of tattoos is getting more common than cover-ups now. I didn't know that. I don't even know how to do any of that. I've never had a tattoo, which is kind of weird, because I'm sure
yes.
I'm sure everybody else here has had one. Everyone. Oh, is he there? Mr. Cher. Aww. Hello, Prairie Boy. We love your not wife. We can't say that yet. We love your beautiful girlfriend. And you're pretty cool too. We really appreciate everything you do. Who did he kill? Tammy. He killed a lovely young mother.
He killed Alyssa Cannon. Alyssa Cannon was his fiance and girlfriend for about a year and a half, and her 4-year-old son, who was with
Braden,
her boyfriend before Jory. So it wasn't his son, but he killed his fiance and her 4-year-old son.
Might I add, brutally
killed. because this big macho man was jealous of a 4-year-old child.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I can't, I mean, I can't imagine anything like that. And what was so horrible was that the creep took the Alyssa's phone, and for a couple of days he was communicating with her mother.
Yeah, for 2 days.
He was Alyssa. Yeah. I can't even fathom that. Again, I'm sure that Angela knew this is not my daughter. She knew something was up. And yeah. And they've done that. I've heard a lot of cases
Camden police. That's the Camden officer, Leather and Lace, that was put on the case from the beginning. And she made a personal promise to Angela that she would get Jory alive and put him behind bars or in a body bag. That's what she promised Angela a year ago.
Yeah.
So she got to be the one to call Angela and let her know that he was behind bars.
And Angela, I think you've talked to her briefly. She's doing okay now. I mean, I think
she's just in shock still, and she's being blown up, news people and everything. So she'll be in touch with you. Well, you see the messages. We have a group thing, but yeah. She's just a little bit in shock and overwhelmed right now.
I think,
she said it's closure, but it still doesn't bring back her babies, but it's some closure for her.
It's closure, but I just worry about her emotional state because of the news, even though it's obviously, well, not good news. You wouldn't even call it good news. It's news. But I think that, if it were me, I think that I would be an emotional wreck at this point, even though they found him, and that's a positive thing. I don't know. And Angela's such a sweet lady too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she is. And can I just say, she has shared some messages on social media that are that is not appropriate when she should be able to celebrate kind of right now, right? Not be reading nasty messages people are putting on her Facebook about basically like forgiving Jory and not being, it's disgusting what people say, but that's not what she needs to hear right now. She lost her daughter, her grandson. Also, her daughter was her best friend. When she talks to me, like, their bond was, like, they were best friends. They were mother and daughter and best friends. So he really took her world from her.
Fathom walking in my daughter's house and seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I could go out. Really.
Oh my God, no. Yeah, and I think my daughter and I are close, and my mom and I are close, so I completely understand that relationship. But I can't imagine her being the one to figure out what had happened that way. That poor girl.
Yeah, if you guys, her Facebook, she's on our Facebook. She sees our YouTube. If you guys just want to send her well wishes, because there are actually people leaving nasty messages to her yesterday and today, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she's also.
And I can't believe that's what's being done to this lovely lady.
I made about Jory where he was caught. She's going to read those messages and reply to everybody there. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So comment over there, please, everyone, in support of Angela and this horrible thing she's been going through since last June or July. June. And it's unfathomable to find your children like that, and then for the creep to run away like a little coward. And yeah, you guys were right. I thought he might have killed himself. I really did. And you guys were right.
I knew his type doesn't do that. So he ran, right? So yeah, he ran. No. He brutally killed them, and that was some anger. And I just knew he wasn't going to kill himself.
No. And I mean, to do it once, to kill the mother or the child, and then to do it again right then and there. How does someone think like that? No matter how mad you are, you leave the relationship. I just can't.
Yeah, well, when
anyone being
someone
that horrible.
does that, I do want to say, like, she did leave. You know what I'm saying? She left 4 times.
Correct, right. But when you have an abusive spouse or significant other, a lot of the women, they can't get away. They just can't get away. And he did the ultimate, she paid the ultimate price. And I'm so glad they have him. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He kept gaslighting her, love bombing her, getting her to come back. And then he would abuse her again. And she was vulnerable. I mean, she kept going back.
Yeah.
And she's not the only one. I mean, many women do that, right? And it's just, that's sad how it ended up. This was her, 4th time going back to him?
That was her 4th time going back. Even when he had beaten the shit out of her at her job, beaten the shit out of her in the car. She went back. But again, she was, 20? So she's a young, single mom.
Young mom, right.
I don't know. I hate when people are like, well, she should have just left, or why didn't she just stay gone when she left the first time? Like, that's not, I can't explain it myself.
They can't.
But it's something that happens, and it's a mental illness almost.
Sure. Well, it's a mental illness as a result of the gaslighting. And gaslighting is obviously when you try to convince someone else they're wrong or. Yeah,
well, even for a woman to be in there, she's being Stockholm almost. Yeah,
hand with narcissistic abuse, it goes hand in hand.
Sure,
absolutely.
Oh, and then when things are good, she's convincing herself that okay, he's changed, and they don't change, guys. They don't change.
Well, that's it too. They'll change for
the worst
a week or 2, and then you're like, oh, well, here's the thing. And ladies can try and say it's not true, but like every girl thinks that they can fix a guy like that, right? Oh, I'm going to be the one that changes him. I'm going to be the one that shows them everything's okay. He doesn't have to be so hard. Like, I'm going to be that one. I'm going to fix this guy. And that's just real talk. And so when they try to act like that, and he obviously held a mask on, you can hold a mask on for months at a time. Some guys can do it for years at a time.
Yes. Exactly. I don't even think I think he removed the mask quite a bit. Mr. Cher
3 months into the relationship,
And there is no discrimination here. I mean, it goes both ways, men and women. I mean, men is abused just as women is. My brother was abused by his narcissist bitch, and she killed him. So, I'm just saying, it goes either way. And we're not just pegging out men here. It does go either way. And in Alyssa's situation, though, it was him.
Yeah, exactly. Let me catch up with some of the chat here. Eileen, I think, hope she's comforted knowing there are a ton of people who support her in this horrible loss she had to endure. That is very sweet, Eileen. I'm sure she is comforted by the fact that she has the support. However, nothing can make up for the kind of loss that they, the family experienced. And it's so hard to move on. Can you imagine? I mean, not move on. You don't ever move on from a tragedy like that, but I'm sure it was so difficult for her to even start to heal because the guy was out there on the run.
Right.
And no one knew where he was. Yeah.
Hello, Cheryl. Cheryl's like the nicest person ever. She always leaves me the most uplifting comments. And so sweet. Yes.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys all for being here. I'm always so shocked when anyone's watching my stuff. And I really appreciate that. My brother had a narcissistic. Oh my gosh, Jan, I'm so sorry. And I was lucky. I never had any boyfriends like that.
Tell you, he likes to hear you talk. You sound like a little squeaky mouse, and he likes to hear you talk.
Oh, how cute!
A little squeaky mouse.
A squeaky mouse. Oh my god. Yeah, and I try to control my voice, and you can tell when I'm controlling it, but sometimes it just goes way up there.
I think it's completely adorable. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I love
be Minnie Mouse for Halloween.
I know. I should, right? Oh my god.
You really should.
My parents
Minnie Mouse with glitter.
Yes, with glitter. My parents owned a preschool, and whenever I'd answer the phone, they'd say, "Oh, honey, can we talk to a teacher?" And I'm like, "I have a teacher."
Yeah, Randy just said the very first time that I was listening to you, he was like, he thought I was watching Minnie Mouse cartoons.
Oh, Oh my God. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, it was cute. Don't let people tell you it ain't.
Oh, how funny. Thank you. No, I had to take voice training lessons when I would read the news because my voice was like, like it is. And I learned to control it and, knock it down a couple octaves or whatever. And I try to use that voice and the learned voice. Whatever. I'm a mess. Let's see.
I'm going to go feed my kiddos. I love you guys.
Love you, Cher. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh on the panel I wasn't going to go on.
I know, right? I know. But, yeah.
I couldn't handle that. I just couldn't handle it.
The subject always changes when I'm talking anyway, and, everything else comes up and whatever. So you did great. You're amazing, Sharon. We love you. I love you.
You did. And Randy said, "What's for supper, Cher?"
Chili dogs and French fries.
Ooh, I want that.
Chili
do you put
dogs.
the fries on top of your chili dogs? I do.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Num num.
That sounds really good.
And what do you
It's really good that way. Yeah.
Minnesota.
All right, I love you guys.
Love you, Cher. Thanks for being here.
Bye, Mama.
Bye. But yeah, tell your husband thank you for his kind words. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Talk. I've heard it before too, girl. And my comments, I'm like, oh my God, you can't even put a sentence together. You sound so illiterate. I'm like, really?
Oh my God, you? What?
I sound illiterate. Okay, well, bye-bye.
No way. I love your voice. I love your accent, and you're very literate and very articulate, and you do great. You do a great job. Absolutely. But you saw the Law and Crime, Eileen. Thank you. Yeah, I looked like I said, I looked like a potato in that, and I thank you. Oh my God, I did. And it was almost like it was sabotage. Like the woman put the camera under my chin, so I had like 5 chins. And it was horrible. But thank you for watching it anyway.
It was not.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, thank you.
Funny.
Like I said, I guess I'd rather be in a Dan Abrams documentary looking like a potato than not be in a Dan Abrams documentary. Oh boy.
No,
I've
never watched that. I've never watched that. I am so bad to not watch other things.
Please don't watch
really
it.
Need to.
Thank you.
I have never saw it, and now I'm definitely going to watch that.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. And it's funny because everyone sees me, every day, or a couple of weeks ago when I was doing actually live video, and then you look at that documentary and it literally looks like another person. And I was watching it, and that other lady who's an attorney or whatever, her image appeared on the screen. I thought, okay, well, good, there I am, my hair looks good, whatever. But that wasn't me. Oh my God. You have no idea.
Well, when you did this documentary, did you go somewhere, or did they come?
It came to my house. And it was at the beginning of COVID. So I didn't my family was telling me they were going to boycott me and whatever. They hated me for it, but they actually came to my house. Yeah. And, which was awful. And it was so funny because she showed me a still photo of what she was filming, and I looked normal. I looked just like me, fine.
Wow. I've really got to watch that. I really got to watch that.
Whatever.
So what is it? I mean,
God,
is it like
thank you.
a bunch of what is it? Is it like a bunch of everything we know, or is it, I don't know, what is it about?
It's everything we know. It's everything we know about the case. And they had me, and they had Lena Girali on there, and a couple other people who are, what they called experts on the case. And we talked about what we know. And it was part of their Buried with Love series. They covered that young girl who the previous series was about that girl who had a baby, and the baby was stillborn, so she buried her. That what's her name, Skylar, someone,
the cheerleader.
Yeah. Which I'm still undecided about that, but I really think the baby was stillborn. But then the second series they did on the Watts case, and that was what they called me and asked me if I could participate in it, and I said sure. Yeah, they had Lena they had me. They had a family friend on there, and they had a gentleman who is an anchor in Colorado in that area. And I don't know who else they had, but not, it's like maybe 5 people. And whatever. I talked for like 8 hours, and they cut, whatever they needed, they put in there. But still, it was awful.
Wow, I bet it was really an experience, though, right?
Well, I had done TV before. I did, the TV news. I was a nightly business girl, and then I did a lot of reporting out in the field for the same channel, the same company. But that was, in the 90s, and I hadn't really done anything like that except for doing YouTube Live, which is, fine. That's fine. I hadn't done anything in front of real, real camera crew or whatever in years and years. But it was fun. It was actually fun to film it. Wow. I just wish I didn't look like a, whatever, potato.
Interesting. See, I've never done anything like that as far as TV goes. Now,
sure,
I have done something that's going to be a very unpopular opinion, I can tell you right now. But at the time, it wasn't. Not in my eye. I ran a pretty damn large, huge pageant system. And and I was it's called Southern Belles of Alabama. I actually quit doing that in 2000. It's a big old pageant system. My daughter, she taught modeling, and it was huge. It was huge. Anyway, needless to say, when the whole pageant thing started getting kind of crazy, because of the little JonBenet thing, I backed out of it. But I mean, we were pretty damn big. We were on TV. We had all the divisions. And
very cool.
The guest speaker, I even won at the All-American Miss. I won Pageant Mom of the Year. It's just, I was really big into the pageant world back in the 90s and early 2000s. That's
wow, I bet. Yeah, and when I was... Oh, how fun. I wanted to be in pageants when I was little. My parents wouldn't let me. I did some modeling at a department store or whatever because I banged my foot and insisted that I could do it. But when I was a little girl, I wanted to be part of pageants, and my parents wouldn't let me. But then when my daughter was about 6, she got a flyer in the mail from her babysitter who did pageants or whatever, to start going into pageants. And she begged and cried and blah, blah, blah. And there's no way. I didn't let her do it. Because she was, I should have, maybe, I don't know.
It's not what it used to be. Now, my daughter, honey, we done 2 or 3 pageants a week. I ain't even kidding. And then I had my whole pageant system. So, I mean, we stayed pretty busy booking it on the road doing pageants, but wasn't like it is now. I mean, that whole cutie thing, they have ruined all this. It's just disgusting now. I would not put my granddaughter into nothing like that now. I'm just saying. And
not now, no.
Yeah. It's just so different.
Yeah, it is different now. And I think even back then they let the little girls just go up there and be themselves and maybe curl their hair or something. It's not like what it is now. I doubt that. I really doubt it.
Eileen, back then there was no social media. Actually, when I got out of it, computers had just sort of started hitting, people's private homes and stuff. So,
sure.
I mean, there wasn't even a cell phone, right? So, when I got out of it, all that hadn't hit the market yet. I wouldn't do it today, but back then it was fun, and it gave my daughter a better self-esteem. She had a bad one. I've took many girls in, and I've helped build their self-esteem. I've even pulled some teenage girls straight out of suicide by showing them, hey, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. You have to carry yourself in a certain way. You can't walk around out there acting this way, or your respects are not given. Bottom line.
Sure. And I think that did you do pageants when you were younger too, or?
I did not. Oh. My dad was just completely, oh hell no, and maybe
my parents too.
Maybe that's why I got my daughter involved so heavily, is because my dad wouldn't let me and I wanted to.
Yes. Sure. Oh, what did he say?
He was very upset one time. He had a Camaro, very nice, muscled up Camaro. And There was this dress. Oh my God. I had to have it for my daughter. And at the time it was like $2,300, I think. And today $2,300. But when you're talking 2 decades ago, $2,300 was a lot of money for a dress.
Exactly, for a dress. Right.
But yeah, my daughter talked her daddy into selling his muscle car to buy her that dress.
Oh, how cute. Oh my God.
She won. She won.
It's amazing. That sounds like my daughter. That is so funny.
Oh yeah, she won best everything. She won overall. Queen Supreme, yeah. It was a nice moment.
Oh, how nice. Aw. Yeah, and that's the only thing about pageants is how they've changed. That after JonBenét, there'd be no way that my daughter would do that, even though she really wanted to. But yeah,
too many pedophiles out there recording stuff, looking at stuff. Lord no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, my daughter did a thing called Destination Imagination, where the kids they had to do their own makeup. They had to get their own clothes, whatever, and it was sort of like not the parents in the audience were a lot like pageant parents, and they'd win little trophies and all that, but we didn't want Allie to do it. But she came home with the flyer, and she had already signed up my husband as a judge and me as her coach, and we're like, oh God, Allie, whatever. So she got into that, and it was an acting competition.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it was, it was a lot of fun. It was actually very, very prestigious for these kids to do it because it involved thinking.
Especially if they do it themselves. I like that idea.
They did the whole thing themselves. It was a lot of fun for the kids, and they did it for 4 years straight, and they brought home the only trophies to their elementary school that had ever been won by anyone in the elementary school. So that was kind of cool. But it was all because of Allie. She got together a team of her, 6 of her best friends, and she signed us up to do work voluntarily.
That is way too cute. What was it called?
It's Destination Imagination.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's pretty popular. At least it was when Allie was in grade school. It's a pretty popular thing, and we won. We always won a trophy. My girls did. They always won a trophy.
We done that. All participants, everybody gets a trophy and a crown. Period.
Exactly. Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. That I like that idea. But but then she wanted to do pageants a couple of years earlier, and we just didn't want her to. So that's fine. I don't know. But yeah, and it's a shame that it's changed so much. And poor little JonBenét after that. I was obsessed with the JonBenét case, years before the Watts case.
Oh,
and did you follow that at all?
Oh, my mother. She died following that case.
Oh, wow.
She really did. She followed that case literally till the day she died.
Oh, my.
And the reason I think Mother was so into that case is because JonBenét is the same age as my daughter, and my daughter was in the pageants, and I think she kind of felt a connection because of my daughter.
Oh.
So, yeah, she followed that case endlessly, and Mother died in 98. So she died thinking the brother,
Sure.
She always thought the brother had nothing to do with it.
And I don't think so. I had Tricia from Websleuths on here one day, and we were talking about the case, and I always thought the mother did it. And she told me to buy a book from some gentleman who wrote about the case, and that he makes it clear that the brother probably did it. And I started reading the book, then I got so busy I couldn't finish it yet. But the boy was only 9 years old. I don't know. Medieval Gal is telling people how to watch me looking like a
when Mother died.
Toad.
See, I've learned all that as well since. But when Mother died, we didn't have the information of the semen and stuff, all that kind of stuff they found on her. We just didn't have that. All Mother knew is she was found in the basement, and she had that thing around her neck, and Mother just thought the little brother, and the mom was covering for him.
Maybe. I don't know. I know that the mother wrote the note. She definitely wrote the note.
Yeah, and that's what Mother thought. Now today that we have the more information, then I just don't see it being the little brother. At the same time, Mom didn't know that. Mother didn't know that part.
Correct. Right. Yeah, but it just screams of Patsy Ramsey, though. Everything about the case. I think that what I think is she killed her by accident, and she spent the rest of the night trying to cover it up. Instead of calling 911 and getting your baby some help, she tried to cover it up. That's what I see. That's what I've always seen.
Well,
but
I think the dad knew. I mean, he went and picked her up and literally laid her under the Christmas tree.
Like, yeah, and I don't think the dad knew. Yeah, I don't think he knew. I think he figured it out, but never spoke of what he figured out.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think he did, because he went straight to where she was at. I mean, boom. When they were searching the house, he's like, he goes with his and brings her upstairs and lays her under the Christmas tree. What?
Yeah, I know.
You know, that was weird.
But I think the only thing that bothered me was that I think John Ramsey was too smart to leave such a stupid ransom note, or to even agree to leave that in Patsy's handwriting. He would say, no way, they're going to figure us out right away. And not because he was a great, wonderful man. I don't see that. I just see that he was a little bit too smart to leave such a messy scene. I followed cases since Susan Smith. I followed that case as well. Oh my gosh, that woman.
Oh, that was horrendous.
Horrible.
Diane Downs. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my God. Same thing, but she had a few more kids, but she actually shot them. And blamed it on some perpetrator who didn't exist. Same thing with Susan Smith.
And basically danced in the courtroom to the music that was playing as she shot them.
Yeah. Oh my God. And what year was that? Was that in the 80s? Diane Downs? I don't remember.
That was the 80s, yes.
And then I followed the Adam Walsh case, even though I was a kid. It literally just hooked me in, and that poor baby boy. And, and then after that, it was, was it John Bonet? No, I think it was Susan Smith. And then I don't remember. But, I was very young, and I was so fascinated by true crime because I don't understand it. And I want to understand every aspect of everything.
My first was Charlie Manson. That was my first.
Oh my.
Yeah. It was
that still creeps me out.
It was just, I was trying to understand how all those followers would do, as he said, I mean, how their minds could be that brainwashed,
I know.
It was just, I don't know. Fascinating's probably not a good word, but I think that's what it was. I was kind of like, how could he manage to get these people to, I mean, he was 5'2". He was just this little nothing.
Little guy, right. Little nothing. Yeah. Exactly. And so scary looking, those eyes. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And I was recently dragged into it was an act, well, not really an accident. I was doing it for a friend. I went into a Charles Manson group, and they were all in support of this man, saying he's not guilty. And I left like a day later because I can't stand no, there's no way. There's no way he wasn't guilty. And he just looking at him scares me to death. And I don't know why. I just can't even look at a picture of the guy.
Charlie is guilty of brainwashing and manipulation and actually enticing and everything. The reason he ended up getting life in the death penalty to begin with was because he was complicit. Even though he didn't get his hands dirty, he was complicit. No, of course. Which falls back on, and I know you're going to disagree with this, but I'm going to say it, which falls back on the same thing to where if anyone else was involved in this Watts case, they would be complicit as well.
Correct. They would be. Absolutely. If anyone knew about it, even if Nicole knew about it, then of course she'd be complicit. But I don't know. I don't see that. And I've tried. I really tried. And I see all the evidence.
I did too. I tried really hard not to, but every time I did, there was something, like the song, something was there to remind me, hey, she was. I mean, come on, Kim.
Yeah.
So, I tried to. I did. And it's okay, because it's good that we don't see eye to eye on that.
No, and we don't have to get along and to be friends and work together. And that's, what the purpose of this broadcast was, that I want everyone to stop hating people because, other YouTubers members because they have a different opinion, or even if it's not even that, because you don't like their personality. What? We're adults, you know what I mean? We're adults, and people don't seem to act like it. But again, if anybody didn't see the beginning of this,
yeah, be a such a thing as a hung jury if everybody always agreed.
Exactly, you're right. And they're sitting there seeing the same evidence that all the other 12 or 11 people are doing, and then there's terrible miscarriages of justice, like with the Casey Anthony case. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How in this world? Oh my God.
I don't know.
I have never, and I'm sure, and I know they're out there, obviously, but I have never personally spoke with anyone that thinks she's innocent, ever.
I know. Well, I remember I watched, or I listened to the jury selection, and the people they put on the jury had no clue about anything. Nothing. I mean, they were really, they had to really scrape the bottom of the barrel to find people who had no clue that this case even existed, and that's what happened.
That is hard to believe. Do you believe that?
Well, when I listened to them interviewed, if you can probably still find it online somewhere, they said, do you know anything about the Kaylee Anthony case? No, not really. And they lived right there in Florida.
Yeah, I don't believe them. I'm sorry. I just don't believe them unless they were, I don't know, living under a rock, Mormons with no TV. There's no way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, and I'm not saying anything against Mormons. I'm saying that those are the type that may not have known about it, but anybody with a TV or that gets out and mix and mingles in the real world, they're going to know about it.
Exactly, especially living in the same state as where it happened. And yeah, Foxy Lady says Casey is an innocent. The very best I could come up with to take her innocence, or to say that she may have been innocent, I can't talk tonight, sorry, would be that maybe it was an accident and the baby drowned in the pool and Casey tried to cover up for it. But again, like Dr. G said during the trial, 100% of the time, if your child has drowned in the pool, you call 911. It's not heard of that you don't put the kid.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. And well, I know her dad wasn't there. He was at work. I mean, that's been proven. He was at his office. He punched in wherever he worked. He was punched in. He wasn't home. So yeah, that was just a mess. And I just wish they could try her again with a different jury or something, but they won't. They can't do that anyway. But I don't know.
Do you remember hearing about the case of Savannah? It happened like miles from where I live. A couple of years ago. Her name was Savannah. She was a little 9-year-old girl, and it was Valentine's Day. And when she got off the bus, a little boy on the bus had given her a little Valentine tree, and so she ate it. And when she got home, her grandmother saw the chocolate on her. And her grandmother literally made her go outside, run laps, and continue running and picking up wood. And I'm talking about a 100-degree day.
What?
Yes. And the child killed over and died.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the child killed over and died. The child had been taken away from her biological mother and put in the custody of her dad and stepmom. Well, the stepmom knew that the grandmother, and this is the biological grandmother, was doing that, and she done nothing to stop it. So, of course, she was arrested too, complicit.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, what did she make her do that for? Punishment for taking a treat from a boy or something? Or what was
Absolutely, because she was supposed to come home, do her chores, and I don't know, several other things before she was allowed to have any treats or any 9-year-old little girl. They called her the drill sergeant from hell grandmother. And ironically, she died.
Oh my God.
She died in prison almost. And then Savannah, after the autopsy, she had actually died of a stroke. It's what happened to her. And ironically,
poor baby.
The grandmother died in prison, like 1 year later of a stroke.
Wow.
On the same day.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. That is justice right there. Yeah.
Amazing. Yes. And she had the death penalty. The grandmother did.
Oh my God.
And the mother, the biological mother, was called and told of this, and she was going to have a lawsuit against DHR, and I really don't know whatever become of that, but she fought like hell for her baby not to be placed with them.
Oh, wow.
And then they did it anyway, and then her baby dies. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. And I can't even understand.
5 miles from my house, 10 miles. No, it was Holly Pond. And it was like 10 miles from my house.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You technically could have known these people, but
I'm sure we've saw each other Walmart. I mean, we've only got one at the time, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, that is karma, Foxy Lady. Yeah, it is definitely. Oh my God. And I can't understand that. The poor little girl. I mean, and she had something physically wrong with her, but that was probably not detected, but nothing would have happened to her. And you know what probably happened was she got overheated and therefore that caused the stroke, I bet.
I just put the grandmother's name in the chat there. Y'all should go look up that story. That little girl, I worked for justice for that little girl for a long time.
Good.
Yeah, the grandmother, and they were trying to get out of it, and I was like all kind of protesting. I was big into this case because, I mean, his home is right here.
Oh, I bet that. I mean, yeah, that is wonderful that you did that. And oh my, I'm just shocked that someone would do that to a baby. Oh my God. So there's her name, guys. Joyce Harden Gerard.
Yeah, look up that grandmother. They call her the drill sergeant from hell grandmother.
Oh my God. I'll look her up. Eileen said heat stroke or sodium levels. Oh my God. Poor kid.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And if anybody does look into that, I haven't looked into it for a minute. So I wonder if the stepmother is still in jail, prison. What happened with her? I don't even know.
Yeah, let's find out. We'll look that up. Yeah, maybe we can talk about that on the upcoming show or something. And
it was terrible. Man, I could not get this little girl off my mind. Valentine's Day, a little boy gives her a chocolate. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh my God. And if the poor thing didn't have it on her face, then the grandma might not have known. Oh my God. That poor little girl.
So sad. And I can only imagine her actual mother getting this news after her fighting like hell to get custody of her herself.
Yeah.
You know, and they were no. I think the biological mother was living in Florida at the time.
Oh, wow. And she had lost custody. Oh my God.
Yes, they lost custody, yes. And the stepmother was pregnant, laying in the bed, letting it happen, not even trying to stop it.
She didn't even try to, but she was aware of the situation though, right? She was aware of what was going on.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, and the neighbor, a witness, said he saw the little girl out there and he was starting to get worried about her because she looked like she was getting really pale. I think he said he saw her throw up. I was like, boy, it wouldn't have been me. If that was me being that neighbor, I would have been over there.
I would too. I would definitely have been over there. Oh my God, for sure. And given her some water and, said, let's go talk to grandma and, let's get you some rest. Oh my God.
Grandma, well, you're nicer than me.
I knew you would have come to grandma, right?
You're nicer than me. I would have really talked to grandma, and I would have probably went in there and had a long talk with stepmama too.
Oh yeah.
I'd have had Randy talking to daddy.
There you go. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I would, I don't even know what I would have done because I've reported dogs being chained up and things like that. And in Walmart, you'll see a woman slap her children. And so I'll go talk to her and, tell her how awful that is.
Girl, let me tell you what I did with the neighbor once. My goodness.
Yeah.
We were going by and we were headed to Walmart. That's about all we got here. So we was headed to Walmart to actually get, dog food and whatever. And I had been seeing right up the road here, there was this dog, and German Shepherd, and he was tied to, like, it wasn't a tree. What was it? Like just a stake in the ground or something, but he had no house. And every time I went by, it was very hot. Every time I went by, he was like looking skinnier and skinnier. And so when we went by this day, he was just laying there on the ground, and I was like, oh my God, I think that dog's dead. So Randy said, well, okay, we'll stop on the way back. So we did, and they were home. And so I got out of the car, and that big bag of dog food we had just bought our dogs, I get out of my car, open this bag, put it down there to that dog, and Randy's like, Kim, you can't be doing this. And I said, the hell I can't, And so I walk up to the door, and I just start beating on it. I was furious, And here I am, little 90-pound me, beating on this door, furious, and this lady comes to it, and I'm not kidding. This is a large lady. Not saying it, she was a lot bigger than me anyway. And she looks at me and she goes, can I help you? I said, hell no, you can't help me, but you can help your dog. I just fed him, and I expect you to come out here and water him now. And I tell you what, I just live right up the road, and I will be coming by here. And if he don't have a house out here within the next couple of days, I promise you, lady, you will go to jail. Oh, I'm sorry. We haven't had the money and this, that, and the other. And I looked at her, and honey, I was so mad at that point. And when she said, we haven't had the money to feed him, my brain exploded. I looked at her and I said, well, it looks like you ain't missing too damn many meals.
Yeah.
And I just turned around and walked off. And I swear to God, the next day when we went by, her husband was out there building that dog a house.
Awesome. Oh my God.
I can't even believe I was that mad about it, but I was furious.
Oh, I would have actually taken the dog with me. That's what I would have done in that case, I think.
I just don't know, honey. That dog was just tearing that food up, and I just sat there and I petted it and I cried, and I was just, I was furious.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know that we saw a dog. Well, there was a dog in Walmart in the parking lot, and it was like 100 degrees out that day. So my daughter and I stood by the car, and I had dialed 911 already. And there were no windows cracked, nothing. And then the young couple comes back to the car and just starts screaming at us. What are you doing? This is our dog, on and I'm like, well, you have him locked in a car. It was like a terrier. And we stood there. We must have stood there for about 45 minutes with this baby being stuck in the car. And children and animals, they're so vulnerable, and they can't do anything to help themselves. And exactly. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Someone mentioned another case, the Cheyenne Harris case. Do you know about that one, Kim? I don't know about it.
I do not. I haven't heard of that, no.
Yeah. I wonder if I can Google it here real quickly. My uncle called me. I didn't see that. Darn it. Hold on. There are so many cases out there. There are so many cases out there where people have not, they haven't gotten the publicity that cases like the Watts case or the John Bonet case have gotten, unfortunately. That Cheyenne Harris sentenced to life in prison for her infant son's death. Let me see if I can add that. Hold on. I'm going to try to add it. Harris.
Foxy, yeah. Randy, my husband, just said, Foxy lady sounds like you, Kim. I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly like me, actually.
Oh, how funny. Let's see. Okay, let me try to add this to our stream quickly. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Share audio. I don't know if there's any.
Oh my God, I think I did hear about that case. Is that the case where the baby actually had like maggots in his diaper?
Oh my God, I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. So yeah, this could be you. It says, I don't know. Oh, my computer is buffering. Virtual job fair. What's going on with that? Sorry. I don't know how I got that ad up there. Forgive me. But apparently she murdered her infant son. She's only 21.
Oh my
Iowa
God.
mother
Yes,
murder.
I heard about that one.
Oh
I'm
my
telling you,
God.
when I heard about that one, I couldn't even look into it more, man. It messed with my head. I couldn't even look much deeper into that.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, this is the one with the maggot. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maggot infested diaper. Cheyenne Harris, 21, was convicted of first-degree murder of a child and child endangerment, resulting in the death of her son, Sterling Cohen. He died of malnutrition, dehydration, and infection. The baby's father, Zachary Cohen, 29, was convicted in November of the same charges. Oh my. Plymouth County jurors returned the verdict after more than 5 hours of deliberations. Harris will later be sentenced to life in prison, thank goodness, without the possibility of parole. Well, that's good news, I suppose.
Death penalty.
She,
Death penalty. I'm telling you, I am one that does believe in the death penalty if it is needed.
Sure.
I'm telling you, some people don't deserve that that 3 meals in a cot. They don't deserve the free medical. They don't deserve shit. Except
no, I know.
50-cent bullet, baby. I'm sorry.
And I'm telling you, people like me who, we had infertility troubles, and we ended up adopting my little girl at birth. And there's so many people out here who would just take all those unwanted children. There are so many of us out here. And what a shame. I mean, dear God, you locked him in the room in his swing and didn't change his diaper for months. Oh my God.
Yeah, people like that don't deserve no damn trial. They don't deserve taxpayers' money. You know what they need is 50 cents. Boom, right between the eye, because that's all they deserve.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, animals are so much better than people at times, Carrie Ann. You are absolutely right. Like I said, animals and children, and the elderly as well. Anyone who could hurt anyone who could hurt an animal or a child, or someone who can no longer take care of themselves. How do they do that? How do they live with themselves? I mean, what kind of a brain would they have to have? I don't know. I really don't
understand that either. Elderly, kids, and animals.
Yep.
It's a hardcore weakness. Now, I'm a nice person. I really am. But those, you're not. Oh, I can't even stand to see them.
No.
I lose my mind quick.
No, and again, I wonder if all those people are psychopaths or sociopaths, or something that would cause them not to value life, human life, or the life of an innocent little animal. I don't know.
I can't understand where their minds are. I just can't even fathom where their minds are. Did you see the video that was floating around online? It was a few months ago, and it was this black guy, and it was during the middle of all those horrendous riots. But anyway, there was this old veteran in the nursing home, and he literally was beating him, and this old guy's like holding his arms up, and I was like, yeah, and he recorded himself doing it. And from what I heard, he was just trying to prove that since he couldn't be a part of these quote unquote riots, that he was going to prove, even though he had to work, he was still supporting them. I'm like, what? By beating this old man that is completely defenseless?
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't. And are they happy to hurt people or animals? I mean,
how does it make them feel good about themselves? I mean, really?
How do they, I mean, yeah, Foxy Lady said that people who do that, who hurts an animal or a child, are psycho, and they always will be. You're right. I think they have to have a different brain than the rest of us. There's no other explanation. Oh God, Carrie Ann. Reading about a guy raped and killed his 10-month-old. Oh my God. This world is terribly bleak. I hate people, the bad ones. Yeah.
Now inmates are spitting food on her and stuff, and she said she was young and on meth. Oh well.
Oh well,
Do you know
don't be on meth.
the baby was young? Oh my
Yeah,
God, the baby was young. If you can't even take care of your damn self, then you need to take that baby to somebody that will take care of them.
And there are so many of us, like I said, there are so many parents who would, adopt any child. I would take a whole household, full of them, whatever. That's why we bought a big house. We were going to adopt children from foster care, but, different things came up. But there's so many people that will take those children in a heartbeat. And I wish there was some way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish there was some way that it would be easier to adopt unwanted children, that it would be easier, for a mother to say, I'm overwhelmed, I can't take care of my child, please will you take my. I wish it was easier, and it's so difficult, which is a shame.
Absolutely. The damn DHR, DHS, CPS, whatever you want to call it, they're nothing but a big money-making embezzlement. They
are
ridiculous. They are about nothing but the money. As long as they can keep that child in foster care, they're making money from it. They're not going to let nobody adopt.
No, of course not.
And then they will also take the children away from people, family that
and I think they should
them and that will take care of them. But no, if they place them with family, they're not going to make money off of them. It's nothing but a damn big money-making scheme. The CPS,
you're right,
completely against. I know some children need out of the homes they're in, but don't do the CPS thing. Don't do that.
No, I know. I think that they need to be given directly to parents who want them immediately. I don't think,
there should be a list ready of people that is already qualified.
Yes.
But leave the damn CPS out because they're there for nothing but the money. They care nothing about the children. And I'm sorry if there's any social workers in here, but believe me, I know. I have seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I've seen it too. My mother used to be a social worker, and she worked in group homes with children who were, they weren't orphanages, they were regular houses where 10 or 12 children were housed, and they were taken care of by the social workers rather than by a foster family in California. And any one of those kids, I was very young at the time, but I would take any one of those kids in a heartbeat, and there, again, I think back in the old days,
do that because if you take them, they can't make any money on them. So
no, you're right.
They're
you're right.
Keep pushing them out there for the money. I've even read where they went undercover and found out that some of the older girls has even been sold into sex trafficking by CPS. God. CPS is crooked.
Oh my God! What?
Yes.
Oh my God. And I know that back in the 1800s and early 1900s, if you wanted to give all 3 of your children to a neighbor, you just gave them away, and they were raised by people who wanted them. And I don't know where we've gone wrong. I really don't.
Well, we've let the government really take over, and where is it the government's business anyway to come in and take your family from you? Yes, if the kids are in a bad place, okay. The police, law enforcement can go in. The judge can already have a qualifying list of people, and there you go, taken care of. Why give them to CPS so CPS can start making money off of them?
Sure, and put them in a foster home. Yeah.
Foster homes, group homes, foster homes, look it up. These kids are molested, murdered, everything else in these foster homes.
And I know that we went through the we got our foster parent license right before, we got Allie. And when we were in classes, there were people saying, okay, so I get $400 a month per child. And my husband and I were shocked because the only reason we wanted to be in foster care was so we could adopt children from the system. And a lot of people are doing it for the money, and then there are worse people who are not, who are doing it for other reasons, which is so scary.
Well, I know firsthand they do it for the money because I had grandchildren that was tied up in this, and these foster homes were horrible to them, yet they were making $1,200 a child off of them. And yeah,
oh my God.
Randy had to clear out his 401k, $20,000, us in court for years, and we got our grandkids. But at the same time, look at the money CPS was making off of them during that time.
Sure.
And I went to foster care classes too, Tanya. That was part of something I had to do. Yeah, great. And I saw them in there too. How much is it?
You saw them
How much
too,
is it per child? Oh yeah,
now,
if we can get them diagnosed with ADD, we get even $1,800 a month.
Yes.
And so now every child in foster care is being diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, all the other shit that they don't have.
Right.
They don't have it, but if they can get them diagnosed with it, then their pay goes up $600 a month per child.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that? And how could you have beautiful children in your home and not just completely love them and, slather them with love and affection and everything that they needed that they were not getting? How could you not?
I don't get it. And then if the courts do go with one of the other people, it's going to be the narcissist because they have no training recognizing a narcissist. So they're going to go with them, which is putting back in harm's way. They don't care.
It's horrible. Just horrible. Hi, JLC. Thank you for being here. And I'm having trouble with audio again, Kim. Can you hear me?
Hi, JL. I do hear you, but I've got a lag, but I'm thinking it's probably my internet because it's been acting up pretty good.
Oh, no. It's usually my internet, I swear, but I think maybe we should wrap. Thank you so much for being here. You're amazing, of course, and I appreciate, everything you do. And again, I wanted...
Welcome.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you want to be on my channel, just please come over and I'll slap the link on you. But so I'm hoping that someone out there, that other creators have heard my message, and you will go out there and say something kind about 3 different creators and get rid of your videos that are bashing people, because we're all people. You guys forget that.
I definitely do it. I don't think I know I don't have any.
No, you don't.
Because I don't believe in that. But hey, I'll definitely say something good about them. I have no problem with that.
Perfect. Me too. That's what I did earlier. I mentioned 3 creators who don't.
I'm not sure who I would be
like me, and I've said nice things about them, and I will, continue to do that.
I'm not real sure who I would be talking. I mean, because I really don't even know who they are. I just don't watch it. I don't have time to watch any of that.
Exactly. Right. And I catch it usually while I'm driving. I'll just keep switching and listen to them as though they're a podcast, different channels. And yeah, let's hope that I want some peace in the YouTube world so people can keep doing the great jobs they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. I just wish everybody could get along and agree to disagree. And everybody's got opinions. There's some crazy opinions out there, and there's some very good ones. And even the people that doesn't agree with what I agree with, like say for you, for example,
right.
You have some great, outlooks on things, and I appreciate hearing them. It's not like I'm going to jump on you and go, "Oh, you shut the hell up, Tanya. You don't know what you're." I mean, that's ridiculous. Can you even
who would do that?
I mean, could you even hear me saying that? That's
never. Oh my God.
It don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. It just sounds, I just can't even fathom doing that. And I don't agree with what a lot of people's out there doing, but hey, I'm not going to sit here and run them in the ground because it's not my business. It's not my channel.
Yeah, exactly. Who would? I mean, there's so many people out there who do that, and I think they need to stop. And I doubt they'll accept my challenge. But let's do this. Let's clean up this YouTube and stop talking badly about other people. And
I love it. I love you. Yeah. Trying to be the peacemaker, honey, and here I am trying to stay away from it all. But yeah, you try to be a peacemaker. That makes you a big person.
Oh, thank you, Kim. And you're a lovely person too. And again, thank you so much for everything. And thank you for my subscribers. And I'm sorry about the technical trouble I had at the beginning, but I'm glad you stuck it out. But
I'm going to be having a live Friday. It's actually for Tam. Tam's actually the one that, wanted to do the live. And
Sure.
so it's kind of her live, but it's on my channel. So, of course, I'm going to be there. But, yeah, she's wanting to talk about the Netflix film and some things she saw in it. And there was something else she was wanting to talk about. Oh, yeah, the phone calls, the late phone calls or whatever. And I'm like, sure. I'll open up the panel and let you have at it, girl. She don't have a YouTube channel. And I appreciate everybody's opinions. And even if Tam's opinion is not like mine, yours, or anybody else's, she can do it. I mean,
she has the right to do it. And is that 3:00 Central on Friday, I think you said?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. And I'll be there. I might be driving, but I'll pop in anyway with my little Bluetooth or whatever.
Right. Well, say God give her a voice just like you and me. And our constitutional right gives us freedom of speech. So I feel like everybody's entitled to their own. And as long as you're not bashing nobody and name calling, belittling, as long as you're not playing a elementary schoolyard game, come on my channel and tell me what you think. That's fine. But don't bash nobody. Because you start bashing and belittling people, you gone. I ain't dealing with it.
I agree. And you're so wonderful for having that attitude and running your channel the way you do. I love it. But thanks again, everyone. And I will sign off now. I promise it won't be so long between you lives. Next time, I just got fed up, and you guys understand that. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank you again.
I love y'all too. And if I missed any comments in the comments or anything section, I'm really lagging, and I'm seeing maybe one every 10 minutes. So
but I have a hard time keeping up with them too. That's just my own,
See you on Friday at 3. I'll have this scheduled here.
We'll be there.
You too, girl.
Bye. Thanks so much.